Welcome, everybody, to a playthrough of the campaign of the Lost Mine of Phandelver. I have four lovely people here with me. Unfortunately, one couldn't make it, but that's all right. I'll be able to take over for him. And the other three, I'm sure, will be fantastic in their own right, except for Tetradia, fuck her. But, it's all right. Um,
Oh,
already
uh,
shitting on her.
at least I showed up. Ooh, I'm already taking shots at me.
Oh, damn. All right, so what you people have learned, at least most of you, there's one of you who aren't aware of this yet, but three of you have learned that a message has been sent out to the local towns, local taverns, local guilds of a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker, and that of his brothers and his associates who are looking for other individuals to help in the acquis- the acquisition and the clearing of a place known, of course, as I've said, the lost mine of Phandelver, or Phandelver, if I could talk. This is a place that has been lost for a couple of centuries. The location, the definitive location, is unknown at this point, but there is speculation, especially from the rock seekers, of where this place could be found. This place that holds many riches, many wealth to be procured by those who are brave enough and strong enough to to rescue it from the grasps of others. You've heard of this sequence of powerful people to come together and find this place and procure it for not only the Rockseeker brothers, but also for yourselves. For you shall not go unrewarded, or so it says. And the place of this meeting and the procurement of these mighty people takes place in the city of Neverwinter, in one of the local taverns that you've been directed to by such flyers and word of mouth that you've been listening and looking to. Now, there's two of you that are traveling together. A sorceress known as Tetradia Aegis and her somewhat of a bodyguard, a monk named only as Yang. But there are also two more of you who have been coming to this city for various reasons. A tabaxi catman known only as Alexander, and another who is already here. One with a name that I can never stop laughing at every time that I have to recollect it.
His real name.
It is his real name as
For
Dixon Butts. He is the one who is already here. And subsequently, already in the tavern for which you seek this information of a job to procure and of gold and wealth to be obtained. Now, on this particular map, I will say that the tavern that you're looking to go towards is right around here. Should have been able to see a little black blip. Yep, right there. And one of you is already there, and the others shall be arriving soon, I presume. So let me
where's
move you
the?
guys.
Oh,
Oh, oh, I did the wrong thing. Let me move you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. The tavern. Uh,
I'm just looking for where we're at. Oh, there.
yeah,
Okay.
right there where both of us are pinging. So let me move you guys over to the tavern where you are supposed to meet your hopeful employer. And if it'll do it. Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Did it change it over?
Yeah.
It did. Yes.
Sweet. This is working a little bit better than before. Thank goodness
There's a lot of
that there are. There are a lot of people
folk.
in this place.
Generic humans.
Yes, unfortunately, I need to get more more assets because currently, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just 10 women who all look the same. That makes sense. But I would implore you to suspend your imagination a little bit and think of
It's
them
a
as a
Midwest.
mixture of people.
It's a tavern in the Midwest.
Exactly. But there's also some other individuals that you would be able to notice here. But let's determine who's coming to this place first. We already have one of our members here. And, of course, the hopeful and eventual employers are already here as well. The only ones we're waiting for are Tetradia Aegis and her associate Yang, and the Debaxi known as Alexander.
Oh, I gotta have fun with you.
Indeed.
So,
Indeed, I have to control Yang, so...
I guess I'll say Tetrati has been just looking around the city, so she wanted to go to a restaurant, and now she's like looking at shops, like gawking and shit. So that's what she's doing right now. So she's kind of like almost forgot about this whole thing because she's so happy to be in the city.
All right, so if that's the case, if you're wandering around kind of
she's looking at
lost-minded,
again in a different campaign. She's looking at a clothes shop.
I would say
From
if you're
the
kind of
outside.
wandering around lost-minded, looking at the architecture and the kinds of goods that Neverwinter has available.
She's like, Yang, what do you think of this place? It's nice, right?
I don't know whether to do Yang's voice as offensively as possible or to keep it plain and simple, but
Just too plain and simple.
yeah, I think that's probably the better choice. So,
Okay, Blues just said in the Discord that.
is he coming?
Yeah, he is going to be coming, but his mom wants him to go somewhere with her real quick, so he'll be able to join when he gets back.
Okay, excellent. Let me
Probably
type.
for cereal again.
Oh, probably. Yeah, it's a
He's
wonderful
like, hey,
lady.
there's a new person on the cereal box.
Yeah.
And Blue's like,
You telling me Michael Jordan's back again? Let me just.
he's so his life is such a fucking cartoon. Man.
Oh, it hurts to watch sometimes. Let me type back to him real quick. I'm gonna push the talk, so it'll only take me a second to type back to him real quick before I continue here.
I'm trying to work on my female voice. I think I'm doing better. I don't try to get way too into it because I think I'm gonna fuck it up.
That's how I feel about some voices as well. Don't feel
So I
alone in that
kind
regard.
of get into it. I make it softer, but I don't get way too into it yet. I'm working on it. Don't worry. I'm the creature of habit.
Baby
Yeah.
steps.
Creature of habit. I'll probably keep playing Tetradia in pretty much all of D&D campaigns. So if you like Tetradia, she's not going anywhere.
Ain't nobody like her. I'm kidding. All right. So if I'll say that if Tetradia is becoming distracted by various sights within Neverwinter, and Yang, of course, is following her as a sort of a bodyguard, then Alexander is going to arrive before either of you two. So let me move Alexander to the front of the building, and I'm hoping that if I did this right, you should have access over the movement of your token. I'm hoping this worked. Let's see. So you're at the very front of the building. Go ahead and see if you were able to move your token there.
I cannot.
Really? Holy shit. I thought I did this right.
We almost had it.
I know. It's can be edited and controlled by Alexander. This is, very confusing, I must say. You know what? Let me reload my page. Maybe that has something to do with it. Let me see if that'll work. That's about the only thing else I can think of, because it says that I've given you permissions to move it around. Huh. Yeah, let me reload my page real quick. If this doesn't work, I might just have to move you guys wherever you want to go myself until I can figure out this problem. Oh my god, Roll20 is making me want to punch a baby right in the throat.
It's
That
like
bad?
God all over again.
Oh, it's just so slow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's fucking
it's
frustrating.
especially slower for the GM because of everything that they can adjust.
Yeah, that's especially part. Like, I'm already recognizing that
You
as
think
a
that's
player, I can move shit around much faster than I can as
you
a
think that's why
DM.
Dan does it on the Mondays because there's less traffic?
Maybe so.
It could be. I know for sure that Dan does something almost every day because he's trying to make it a profession of his to get paid to be able to do sessions. So Monday, it might just be incidental that that's the only other time slot he had open, or because you can only do so much per day. Like,
Yeah, that is true.
So he does like multiple sessions a day.
Yeah,
he does multiple
He
sessions
does multiple
per
sessions
week.
per week.
Yeah. He's like one of the other DMs that I know who does about a session per day.
He'd make good money if you think about it.
Yeah, you can
Depends on how many
really
people
good
you
money.
have per session and how much you're
Yeah.
asking to charge for them. Like, I know
I mean, like
One-
he charges 15 a session, and if he averages like about 6 people per session, that's
It's not too bad.
$75 a day.
That ain't bad.
yeah, it wouldn't be horrible, but I know like the other DM, one of the other DMs that I know who is doing the same thing of having a session per day basically was like saying, it's just not enough. And unfortunately, he had to go back to his other job for just to be able to sustain himself. And now,
I might be if I ever. Well, first of all, it would take me a long time to get good at D. I don't know enough about D&D, but if I say I might be able to do it because I only need. With what I got, I'd probably just need an extra $600 to get by. But it wouldn't be anything good because you still wouldn't be able to save money, unfortunately. So yeah, that would be a problem because I gotta save for retirement or some semblance of retirement.
man,
Whatever.
this is strange. I can't even move any of the or any of the tokens.
Be a shack on a mountain.
This is
Living in the mountains or something. Did I lose you guys, or are you still here?
No, we're still
I'm still
here.
here.
I'm
Okay.
just trying
Maybe
to figure
start-
out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why I can't move
I have
any
a
of the
few-
character tokens around.
because everybody's getting ready for bed around this place. And
Okay.
noisy.
Honestly, I keep kind of my options open. I think I want to. Hopefully, I'm right, but I think that there's going to be a.
see movement.
Say what?
I see a guy moving around, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm hoping
like I
there's going
can.
to be a huge surplus of motorhomes on the market with all the boomers aging or like basically dying. So
Yeah.
so there might be. It might be actually. You might be able to get a really good deal on a very not big motorhome, and if that's the case, I kind of like the idea of being mobile. Like I wouldn't mind doing that.
Nomadic state of mind.
Yeah, especially in these like more troubled times. But there's that. Maybe a tiny home, or just get a house out in the country. I guess. I mean, that's I don't know if I want to get a condo in the city anymore. I'm not. I kind of see that's kind of might be a bad idea. I guess it depends too. So I don't know. So I like where I live.
I must
but
apologize for this, but
this area could be underwater if you get hit by a hurricane the right way.
yeah, it kind of depends on where you're at, really, in the country.
I don't know.
I have to apologize for this. For some reason, I cannot this is something else. That's why I said this is definitely a test session for us to try and figure out the mechanics of this fucking
I could learn
website.
languages very easily.
But
I would think about moving to the Philippines because I could live
no,
pretty
fuck
good
that.
there. But I mean, I suck. I don't know. I've never tried to learn a language, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could learn it.
It's not that
I
hard,
have no
really.
idea
But
how hard it is to learn Filipino, though. So
It's all about having a good teacher.
yeah, that's true.
but
You kind of have to learn it at least to get by, and then you just have to live in the country and forced to use it. I guess that helps too. But yeah, the Philippines. $1,100 in the Philippines could go a long way to get you a nice place.
yeah, it's
And
gonna
I'm
get you
pretty
many
sure if I could speak
sluts
the language, I
and
could also get a
prostitutes
job
for
there.
sure.
So I don't know.
Oh, along with
Maybe.
other things, not just
That's a
prostitutes,
long
but
shot.
other things too, like food and I guess homing. No, I have to apologize. I cannot figure out
But
how
if
to.
we have blues here, it's gonna make it a lot better. So I'll be.
Oh yeah,
happy.
he is coming soon.
I hate it
I-
when people change their Discord name to check my status and then they set themselves to appear offline so you can't see their status.
Ah,
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, Discord's weird sometimes because it's like. I don't know. It's like it says "do not disturb," but you're still showing. But if you go offline, you're not showing. And
Okay,
sometimes
so do not disturb is a setting for you. It's not a setting for
Aha!
other people.
Found it.
okay.
It's a setting specifically for you so that you in particular do not receive notifications.
Yeah.
And it lets other people know that you don't receive notifications. They can still message you,
But you might not respond, so it's
but
kind
you
of
might
like,
not respond.
yeah.
So I think
don't
I
get
might
why
know what
people
the
are like,
problem
"Oh, do
here
not
is.
disturb means do not disturb. Do not message me at all."
Hey, Alex,
Like,
can you
Bruh.
see?
I could get how people could get confused by that though.
yeah, but like, all it takes is 2 seconds of reading, just saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
you will not receive notifications if you turn this on." That's all that it
Oh
means.
man, I was confused by that. I'm kind of my age is kind of showing because I'm like a older millennial. I'm like, because when people say "do not disturb," I'm like, oh well, they don't want to talk. So I've literally probably ignored people that just wanted that setting the whole time. So I feel, I, you know, I feel kind of dumb now because it's like I've pretty much ignored some people because they're always on "do not disturb." They probably think I don't like them or something. And it's like, no, dude. It's like that setting you have it on. It feels like you don't want anybody to talk to you. So
Oh yeah, totally.
All
kinda
right. Let's get back on track here. Alexander, I want you to try. I moved your
Yes,
token
I can move
up,
my
and
token now.
you can. That is awesome. Okay, that means I have to change something on Dicks and Butts.
God damn it.
yeah, Spencer.
I know, that's the fucking best name I could. Oh my god. Okay. So, and also Dicks and Butts, you should be able to move yourself. So, let me put you back at the beginning, Alex, here. Oh shit, I'm just moving the whole screen.
Every time
Oh,
he
fuck.
says that, no matter how serious the situation, somebody might laugh. Just it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh god,
I
this
didn't
is.
want it to get too serious.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna get super serious, Spencer. You better be ready.
I'm afraid of seriousness, honestly.
It's gonna.
What am I doing wrong now? God.
this is our
Oh, I
future
see what I'm
change your
doing.
life.
Okay, I see what I've been doing wrong. There's a lot of settings on here. Holy shit, 1 second. Okay, so, Alexander, you
We
are...
don't
Yes.
kind of cat doodle.
Right, you are back at the beginning of the tavern now. You're the first one to arrive. Let me move the fucking screen again so everything lines up.
Oh, you dipped him right out of there.
There we are. Everything should be lined up now. Everybody should be where I placed them in the beginning. So, Alexander, you're the first one to arrive at this tavern, and you can see a couple of people outside, and I mean, people in this area have seen a few tabaxi, but really not much. They're very few and far in between. So these people on the outside kind of giving you some strange glances because they're like, oh shit, look at that furry bastard. At least that's what they're thinking in their minds. They're not saying it out loud. But yeah. Bro, that's maybe you might hear a taunt like that as you enter the tavern, I should say. But yeah, feel free to do so. You see a couple people on the outside giving you some strange glances, but nothing too out of the ordinary yet.
I'm guessing this is the door, right? Because I don't want to Kool-Aid man my way through.
Yeah, good way of putting it. Yeah, that is the door.
Hang on real quick. Let me turn off push to talk.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I asked it before, but I forgot I was on push to talk. So
God, just
Alright.
imagining him just crashing through the door.
oh yeah,
They're like, oh fuck, we're being attacked by catmen. Everybody scatter.
oh yeah.
Oh, brow, basically.
Anyways, so
But yeah, as you enter the tavern, if I could fucking talk right, immediately to your left, there's a table of men, all dressed very similarly, all of them bearing very stark red clothing. And then you see a lot of kind of normal patrons. You see the bartender, a couple of people at the bar, other people scattered around the tables. I need to move dicks and butts because that's not where he's supposed to be. It's always bad when you gotta move dicks around the room. It's a chore, I tell you what. But also at one of the tables, you see a red-haired dwarf. He's got a big red beard, a little bit red hair. You notice he's starting to bald. What dwarf isn't anymore? And across from him, sitting a human male, a pretty average-looking human male. Nothing stands out about him too much. He's got some nicer armor on, but you've seen similarly armed people before, so it's nothing too out of the ordinary. And by the description from the flyer that you received about this job, you know that the main employer of this job is in fact a dwarf, and you only see one dwarf here. At a different table, you see a rather large green-skinned individual who, Jesus, you might not want to fuck with him, but at the table right beside him, you also see an orange-skinned individual who is looking around like he's got a chip on his shoulder. And he gives you a look, and you can see that he is staring daggers into the back of the green-skinned man. What would you like to do next?
Alexander's gonna, I guess, he's gonna walk up to the dwarf, and he's gonna sort of talk to him and say, "So, are you the one I'm supposed to talk to about this this job, sir?"
You see the dwarf look across the table to his human companion, and then look back over to you with a grin on his face. And he'll begin to speak by saying, "Ha! It's actually been a while since I've seen any of you cat folk around these parts." And he looks you up and down. He's like, that is some pretty fur. I'm sure you've had quite a few people trying to make coats out of you, haven't you, boy?
You could say that, yes. Yes.
It's not surprising your folk are rare around these parts. And quite frankly, if I wasn't looking for good individuals, I almost wouldn't take that fur for myself. But you say you heard about the job. It's good to know. Yeah, I've got a bit of a sturdier frame about you than other tabaxi I've seen. You might have something to you yet, huh? What do you think, Sildar? He says to the human individual across from him in the armor. Sildar looks you up and down. Might not be bad, actually. I mean, we've already sent the first group off to the secondary spot. We might as well start forming the primary group here. And you know what? He continues looking at you. Hey, he's got some good muscles on him for a little pussy boy, doesn't he? And you see Gundren chuckle. Let's not be too mean to our new guest here. We need bodies. That we do. Tell me, little kitty man, what's your name?
Alexander, sir.
Well, you certainly are kind, aren't you? Certainly look like you're in job. Honestly, it looks like you got nothing on you. I see some rags. Not a whole lot more. Where have you come from, sir?
Yes. Hang on really quickly. Let me look this up because I forgot the name.
Yeah, I don't even remember the name either.
I was a merchant by trade, sir, and one day on my way to when I heard about your job, sir, I was headed out of Amphale and my cart was ransacked by bandits and I wasn't able to fend them all off. So this is all I have left on me.
Oh, a merchant, you see. And, why would a bunch of people want to ransack your cart? And he's, actually, you know what I want you to do for me? Is make a deception check.
Deception. Normal roll. 22.
Oh, wow, a 22. Alright. So, this gunner looks you up and down. He's like, I could see a little bit of ways about the merchant for you, or upon you. Seems plausible, but why would I want to employ a mere merchant to go upon this adventure and this job? Can you really defend yourself?
Well, yes, I can, sir. I am rather light on my feet, and I am able to defend myself rather well as long as I have, at least, as long as I'm not heavily outnumbered, sir.
I could see you being a little bit of a scrappy bastard for sure. Maybe stabbing people in the shins from behind. I could see your usefulness. And it's good you arrived at the second group, because honestly, I don't have much hope for the first one. Let me stand up here. Take more of a proper look about ya. And you see him stand up from the bench of the table, and he's coming over and he's patting you down on the sides, trying to better ascertain what kind of muscle mass you got, what kind of abilities he think you could maybe have. And he looks you up and down. He says, alright, I suppose you'll do, little kitty cat. Why don't you have a seat down here at the table while we wait for more possible combatants to join in that little adventure here.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And he'll sit down.
Oh, mind you that Gundar and Sildar are actually at the table to the directly south of you. That's actually the hobgoblin that's sitting at your current table. let me move them a little bit so there's more room. I should shrink your token down a little bit too. One
Yeah, you
moment.
probably should, considering that right now I'm the biggest person in the room.
Yeah, you look like a shit brick house at the moment. Oh god, I keep forgetting how to fucking do this. I apologize. All right, so I'll figure that out as we go here. If Tetra
Should
think
I
it would be
do
time,
anything or?
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I was hitting the wrong button.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll figure that out. I'll figure out the resizing and the positioning as we keep going here. If you think it would be about time for you and Yang to be approaching, then you may do so.
Tetradia is actually now just across the street looking at some apples, and she's like, "Yang, come here. You've been a good sport today. Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Let's get some apples." And so she buys some apples from the shopkeeper, and she's like, "Come on, try one. You ever had? I mean, you've had to have fresh apples before, right?"
Honestly, ma'am, that's not a fruit that I've ever experienced in my life. It's something I've heard of, but
Oh, fine. Get this man 2 apples, so that way he can have one for later, because he's never experienced the joys of apples. And she just smiles and pays for him. And I think this is a spot that we want to go to for this job, Yang. Hold on for a minute. And she takes out her pocket mirror and looks at herself and puts on a little bit of perfume. You never know. This might help. Might help us get a better deal. You never know who we're dealing with. So,
honestly, ma'am, your obsession with your looks is a little bit disheartening, but
don't I look very good?
I suppose.
She smirks at him. All right. I guess we should go in.
I will follow your lead.
Very good. She goes in. And she waits for Yang because she really she doesn't really go anywhere without him. He's already helped her out a good many times. So she looks around and is like, I wonder where the person who is trying to hire us is at. And she looks around at the tables. And she'll figure it's probably best just to go to the bartender and ask them. Come on, we'll go to the bartender and ask. That'll make it easier.
As you wish, ma'am. And you'll see Yang follow you. And he'll also approach the bar.
Hello, my name's Tetradia Aegis, and I'm here for the job. So do you know who's trying to hire us for? I believe it's what the actual poster said what the job was about. The mining, trying to find the mine, right? Was it that?
Oh, you're asking me directly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, out of character.
Yeah. The flyers and from what word of mouth that you were able to get around at, yeah, you know for sure that this is a job involving a mine and
Okay.
the kind of finding of it, and you know that you're supposed to look for a dwarf, at least a dwarf.
Okay. So
did you ask the bartender something then?
Yeah. She'll be like, have you seen a dwarf who has a job for a mine at all? Trying to search for a mine, something do with mines, she'll say.
So I know the character token on the screen is clearly that of a woman, but the bartender is not a woman. She is a man. It is a man. Whatever the fuck you want to say.
She is a man. Yes.
Aren't we all?
Trans rights.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
So you see a man behind the counter, the bartender that you're asking. He was kind of drying one of the mugs. Really a mug that already looks like it was dry, so you're really not entirely sure what the fuck he is up to. But he stands there regardless, and he's got his hand in the mug and the cloth. And he looks to you as you ask him your question. And he replies back to you, "You're looking for a..." That's the same voice as the dwarf. I shouldn't use the same voice. "So, you're looking for a dwarf?" Aye. "There's only one dwarf in the fucking building, and he's sitting right over there. Well, you're blind as a fucking bit." And you can kind of see him point over with his thumb to his left direction at the table where you can see tabaxi. Well, you may not know what a tabaxi is, but you can see a guy that looks like a cat. And
Yes. Yes.
he's like,
You don't have to be so rude about it. And she just walks away from him.
"I wouldn't be so rude if my customers could use their fucking eyes, sweetheart."
Yeah.
And-
And she just waves her hand at him from behind.
And Yang is following you, of course.
Hello, I'm here for the job. And this is my friend Yang. He's also here for the job.
And you see the tiny dwarf man. Tiny, but, sturdy dwarf man. Looking out from around the wall of a cat man that's on his side. And looks at the two of you. So you've got a little pretty sweetheart. You've got... fucking what are you? What the hell are those around your neck, boy? And Yang cocks his head to the side as he looks back at Gunder and he says, These are prayer beads. And what am I? What are you? He's actually never seen a dwarf before. And neither has Gundren seen anybody who looks quite like him. He's never seen a monk in this sort of attire.
Yang is a warrior monk that travels with me, and I'm Tetradia Aegis, a very talented sorceress.
I don't think it's the place of the person to give themselves compliments, little lassie. I think it's the place of the people around them to give them the compliments. Didn't you agree?
Suppose, she'll say with a sly smile.
That ain't. Well, as long as they're getting on the same page here. Let's see. Call yourself a sorceress. Quite a nice get-up you got there. If I had to say, judging by your outfit, you must be a little from the higher up end of society. Would that be correct?
Yes, you would be correct.
Interesting. Well, that means I must not immediately expect a lot of fate out of you. You've probably had a lot of battles done for you. But maybe I'm assuming too much. But maybe not, since you got a wandering monk with you. Maybe he fights all the battles for you. Am I right or am I wrong?
We both complement each other. I use my magic, and he uses his fists. It works out very well. In fact, I guess you could say he's kind of like my bodyguard. He needed a job, and I gave him a job, and we've just been friends ever since, she said, and she kind of leans over and looks at him. Isn't that right?
Yang's gonna kind of roll his eyes and be like, yeah, sure. Mr.
The best of friends, and she'll just pat him on the back.
Mr. And he's looking for an excuse to continue the conversation. He's like, Mr. Gundren, what is it exactly that we'd be getting into here? And before Gundren can actually respond to you, you're going to hear a chair behind you, from the table behind you, slide out, as if somebody's standing up. And if you were to look, you would see that it is the orange-skinned being with the kind of out of character. It'd be more like an oriental hairstyle. Which, oh Jesus, that's a bad word to use. Fucking retract it.
It's okay, you boomer. We know
Fuck you.
It's another one of them Orientals.
Them fucking Orientals, I'll tell you what. No. Great. I've already been gotten taken off of YouTube. All right.
Yeah.
If you were to look over in that direction, towards the sliding chair, you would see him stand up.
Yeah.
And you would see him move towards the green-skinned individual and actually take a seat at his table. And give me just one moment as I move him. God damn it. The different settings are so ridiculous. There we go. All right. So, you see this orange-skinned individual sit down in front of you, Dixon, and he begins giving you this negative scowl. Something like, almost like a disgusted, or discussion, or, god damn it, he's completely disgusted at your appearance. He recognizes clearly that you are of an orcish descent, but you don't quite look as butt-fuckingly ugly as normal orcs do. So he's eyeballing you.
Ugly.
Yeah, butt-fuckingly ugly. That is the term that I shall stick by. And he sees that you look like you might be a little less than what he's used to, at least in his mind. And he snarls, "Look at you. What kind of monstrosity be ye?" Are you there, Spencer?
Yeah. Can I help you find something?
Yeah, the hobgoblin looked at you, or
No,
maybe.
that's my response.
Oh, can I help you find something?
He has to turn up his volume, or maybe I have to turn up the
I
volume.
look up
for him.
from my drink and I respond with, "Can I help you find something?"
Yeah, Tetra. I also have to turn up his volume. If you.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could barely hear him. I have him at like maxed out, and I can barely hear him.
Me?
Yep. Now you're a
Yes.
little bit louder. But yeah, we can turn you guys up on an individual basis. That's all right. All right. So as you ask him, yeah, can I help you find something? He looks back at. I guess he's still looking at you. He goes, "You can help me find a way to get rid of little bastards such as yourself. Look at you. I don't even know what to properly call you, you bastard fuck." And he clearly is aggressive with you just on appearance alone, and perhaps you may or may not know why. In fact, I want you to roll for me a history check, if you would be so kind.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be on the left side of your character sheet, towards the top left, I believe.
Common savings. There's no wisdom, intelligence, dexterity.
There's a separate box that. Yeah.
That's it.
Nat 1.
Is that what it? Oh, I'm not scrolled down far enough. Let me.
Nat 1.
Holy shit! A nat 1. Yep. All right.
Well,
sorry.
that doesn't bode well for this campaign. our first natural is a 1. That's great.
It's a second roll, but hey, you know what?
The second roll,
We had a pretty good high roll for the first one for Alexander. Let's
fair
not get
enough.
too
That was a
distraught.
17, so
Yeah, let's not be too doomer about this.
let's not jinx it. Let's just not jinx it for now.
So, you're not really, or Dixon, I should say, you're not really sure why this guy is so outwardly aggressive towards you as he just sat down at your table and started cussing you out and calling you all kinds of names, and he's scowling and his teeth are baring, and personally, you really don't know why he's doing this.
Hey, you have an Aunt Nixon, man. What's going on? I'm oblivious to his aggression and seem cheerful.
One of your kind, being cheerful. What kind of orc are you really? You must be a disgrace upon every kind, or every member of your species. Quite frankly, you disgust me. And he'll,
Well, then you better go back over to your seat. I'm only half work, so.
that explains it, doesn't it? That explains your lesser features. That explains your pathetic demeanor for one of your race. And the orange-skinned man is going to stand up from his seat and stand directly beside you, looking down upon you. And he's going to basically do like this high school jock move where he just kind of shoves you a little bit with his left hand, like he's trying to provoke you, basically. And he's looking down on you still, and he's like, I wouldn't expect you to do anything against someone like me.
Tetrati would glance over and be like, "Oh," and should get
Yeah,
behind.
exactly. While all of this is happening, definitely Gundren is looking over at this situation, and the rest of you might be too if you so choose to do so.
Tetrati is gonna get behind her monk bodyguard and then sit at the table as far away from him as possible. It's like, that doesn't look good over there.
There's a lot of other tables in here, man. If you want to be aggressive, you can just sit at all the others, you know.
Maybe I want your table. Or maybe I want you to leave. Because quite frankly, the sight of you makes me sick. And he gives you another push with his, this time, the right hand. And you can tell, oh, he definitely wants some fucking action here.
No, I like the mead best in this tavern. I was already at the other tavern in town. This one's my favorite. So I'm gonna stay right here.
Oh, you're gonna stay right here, are you? And he's gonna slowly circle around you. And now that he's on the back side of you, he's gonna do the same thing again, but this time getting at the back of your head, and it's a little bit more aggressive this time. Another palm, but this time to the back of your head instead of your shoulders.
Alright, well, now you're gonna leave.
Oh, I'm gonna leave. And you see him looking around the tavern as though he expects somebody else to actually give a shit. It's nobody. The other patrons, in fact, are doing their best to ignore the situation because...
What rowdy brutes. Can I get some service over here? She'll shout.
You know what? I actually forgot about that. That's my fault. Yeah, actually, you'll see the bartender move through the side here, and
she raises her hand. Can I get service over here, please?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
I'll take one apple cider for me. And what about you, Yang? Come on. I know you want one.
Yang's gonna shake his head and look at the bartender. Simply a glass of
water?
water, please.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
see, I know you better than you know yourself. I knew you wanted some water. Just chuckle a little.
And that'll be it from me. Gundren will look up to the bartender and be like, I want the biggest portion of whiskey that you can offer me. I'll pay it, don't worry. Anything for you, Sildar. And Sildar will cock his head a little bit, kind of curious as to what he would want, and look to the bartender and just say, just an ale for me, that's fine. And then the bartender looks to Alexander. Let's say, I presume you want like a fucking glass of milk or something? Or I don't know. What can I get for you?
Oh, just water, please.
You just see Tetradia kind of snicker looking at the situation. Milk.
Sorry, I have to apologize for getting my voices mixed up too. There's too many European accents to go around for fuck's sake.
Okay, so your bartender was Australian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, he's got the order down and he's gonna go back to the bar. Oh shit, moving the menu around and then start.
Uh-oh, fuck.
We just shifted into
Whoa.
Narnia.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Earthquake.
It's a magnitude 9. Everybody get in a doorway. You'll see the bartender moving back towards the bar with your guys' order. And yeah, and then you also just witness the orange-skinned man slap the green-skinned man in the back of the head. And what would the green-skinned man, Mr. Dixon, like to do about that?
I stand up from my chair and turn around and face him.
You now begin to be able to smell the stench of strong alcohol, definitely liquor, coming from this orange-skinned man's mouth towards you. You can tell he's probably more belligerent than he normally would have been and normally should have been. And he looks up at you because he's a bit shorter than you. And you can tell that there's a semblance of arrogance about him, and he chuckles a bit, and he's like, "Oh, you think that I'm gonna leave this bar? No, I'm here to stay, half-orc boy. You're nothing but a disgrace. I work with orcs who piss stronger liquid than the blood in your veins."
Is that your final position then? I can't talk you into peacefully walking out of this place?
And he's doubled down, he's tripled down, now he's about to quadruple down, and he rears his head back and BAM! Slams it right into your chest, just headbutting your chest. And even though there's some blood coming from his forehead, he can't really feel it. He's fucked up. And he grins at you again. He's like, What are you gonna do now, half-breed weakling?
I grab a rather large stein off the table and break it over his head.
You grab a large what? I'm sorry.
Stein, like a beer stein.
Ah.
Big old. Okay.
Alright, well, if that's what you're gonna do, how about go ahead and roll an attack roll for me. Should it be unarmed? I'm gonna say
I believe, yeah, I think that would count as improvised weapon.
Right. How would he
Whatever
roll that though?
That
because he might have to do that for roll 20.
Improvised weapon is just have him roll a normal strength check.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a strength check from your sheet there, just from your base stats that you got going on there. It'd be towards the top left of your 14.
Okay, 14.
All right, so you take the beer stein in one of your hands, right? What's that?
How'd you see 14?
Yeah, 14.
Oh, that's it, I think.
Yeah, so you take the beer stein from the table and you swing it wildly towards the face of the orange-skinned man, and at first he kind of doesn't really react that much. His head turns for a second, And he's like, eh, eh, and you kind of see him sway a little bit back and forth, and then he just falls over to the right onto the floor, just completely knocked out. He's got no chance of being conscious right now. And upon witnessing this, you see Gundren stand up from the table that he was at with the rest of you, and look towards and walk over towards as well Dixon, still with the beer stein in his hand. And he looks all the way up at Dixon. He's like, "Oh, you're a bit of a scrappy little fuck, aren't you? And maybe not little. You might ask me what are the men I come from are like if I call you little."
Tetrati will look over at the human one she's sitting next to and be like, "Is this place always this rowdy?"
And Sildar turns his head over at you and he's like, "Well, honestly, I've only been here for a couple of days with Gundren. You know, I haven't seen bar fights yet, but this is probably what I would expect, really." And
yeah,
Dixon is looking up, Gundren is looking up at Dixon and examining him the same way that he's examined the rest of you. He's nodding and is like, "Oh, you got some meaty muscle on you, you do. Oh, I could use someone of your kind of talent. You want a job, big boy?"
Buy me a beer and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
That kind of smells like one.
"Bartender," he'll shout over at the bartender, "why don't you get me a friend here another beer? He deserves it. And maybe clean up this mess on the floor. Ugh, it's bleeding all over the place and it smells." And Gundren will... I know I didn't move Gundren, but he'll lead you back over to the table where the rest of them are sitting at. So go ahead and move your token at your own discretion.
Mine won't move.
Really? What was the problem that I found earlier? Try it now?
Nope.
Oh, I think I know what you're doing.
I just
you're
realized
on the
I was
measuring
muted,
tool.
so none of what I just said got out. Okay, so
oh man,
I got it.
Arian.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
My my things on the left were in the wrong place.
Yeah, I confuse my tools all the time.
I was muted, so none of what I just said came out. But yeah, you were in measurement mode.
Yeah.
Also, I think we've been moved to the Twilight Zone because everyone is gone.
Now that the hobgoblin's been laid out on the floor like a bitch, and we got all 6 of our compatriots here sitting at the same table, Gundren's going to look to you, to the rest of you, and his intention is to start laying out the plan here, and we'll say, "Alright, I've gathered you here for a job to be done. It's something that has a bit of a personal importance to me. Something that has left my brothers, the other rock seekers. It's left them missing. I have no idea whether they're alive or whether they're dead or anything in between. All I know is that I haven't seen them in a couple of weeks. I sent them forward even before I sent the first group yesterday. And I have heard not a single word from them or any of the company that they travelled with. But let it be known that your first and foremost goal is to find what I seek. Your first and foremost goal is to find the mine. The lost mine of Phandelver. The whereabouts of my brothers are secondary. The whereabouts of anything else you might come across are secondary. You look for me if you agree to this. And don't get me wrong. You're not going to be without riches and wealth beyond anything that you've ever experienced. Even you, noble lady, as he says, looking to Tetraria. I can assure you that what we will find and discover is more valuable than anything you've ever known. But you need to actually fucking find it first. Is that understood?
Well, obviously.
Of course, sir.
Don't get snippy with me, little lass.
And she just kind of looks at you with kind of like a stare. I'm not getting snippy. I'm just stating the obvious.
Yeah, sure. Alright. Here's what Go ahead.
Are we talking gold here?
Oh, we're talking more gold than you've ever seen, big green boy. Here's what I propose. You'll get a flat payment of 1,000 gold each that I can share you. I can't give it to you now because I've invested. Me and my brothers have invested literally everything else that we've had into this project. But upon certain expectations, certain goals being met, I will pay you out. I will dole out the 1,000 gold as appropriate. And in addition, once I get this mine back into full production, once I make it what it was supposed to be in the first place, you will get 10% of the profits. 10% is a collective, not 10% each, so don't get all uppity with me. Don't even think that I'm going to fall for that shite. As a collective, you'll get 10% in profits. Now, if you agree to take this deal, let me know now, and we shall begin proper negotiations.
Sir,
How much time we talking? Sorry.
However much time it takes to complete your goal. However much time it takes to complete the mission. Your job.
I just have one question.
And what would that be?
You say that your siblings had trouble and so did another party. Do you have any information on what we're facing or who is doing this?
Here's what I'll tell you. I don't know where my brothers are. Excuse me, Jesus. I don't know where my brothers are. For all I know is that they're dead. But I sent them out 2 weeks ago. I sent out the second party in the opposite direction, the secondary location of where we suspect this fucking mine might be. I sent them out a day ago. So I wouldn't expect to hear back from them anyway. And I'll be sending yourselves and myself and Sildar towards the primary location, where we are most likely able to find what we seek.
That sounds good to me. Why not? And if you two are coming along, it makes it a little bit more...
Oh, we're not going along with you right away. No, me and Sildar were leaving tonight. The rest of you are going to be leaving tomorrow. I have to perform negotiations with Phandelver to be sure that we're able to operate inside the town. See, the thing is, we have to be careful in trying to do this, because if you look over there, and he's directing his gaze over towards the table just to the left of the main entrance where you see three individuals cloaked in red. It's the primary color of their outfits. It's very prominent and very noticeable. Do you see? I don't know why those fuckers are here. They're supposed to be in Phandelver. Do you see those individuals are part of an organization called the Randbrands? They're working for somebody. They've been oppressing the town for over 2 months now. And I think they're after the same thing that we seek, which makes them an obstacle we'll have to deal with. Not only them, the road between here in Neverwinter and Phandelver is not a safe one. It's treacherous. The amount of attacks by goblins and these fucking hobgoblins like this orange fucker back here and orcs, they've been increasing in the same amount of time that the Redbrands have been in Phandelver. And I don't think that it's a coincidence. They must be connected. That is why you must be careful.
Well, as long as my monk can keep them at a distance, I can usually punish any would-be attackers. So I'm not too worried.
And what's his nuts? Yang looks over at you and groans. He's not too satisfied with the situation, but he's got to do what he got to do. Like, yeah.
I've done worse for
Go ahead.
I've done worse for gold. Less gold. I've done worse for less gold. I'm in.
And we got the big green guy over there. He will also, as long as you keep these people at a distance, I can punish them with my lightning bolts. She says. And what about you, Catman? What do you do? What is your specialty, I wonder? Are you good with a weapon?
Something tells me, madam, we'll find out soon.
Oh, I see, a secret. I like secrets. And she kind of lean over the table, smiling at him.
Also, you think of the second host, a primary host, you have assembled here. Sildar will look across the table and as he kind of gazes over the rest of you, he's like, it's not bad. I'd say they look a little bit better than the first group that we assembled, but only time is gonna tell. Am I right? He goes, yeah. Only time is gonna tell. So, and Gundren will look upon you and he'll stand up from the table, looking only about 3.5, 4 feet tall. Poor dwarven bastards. And look up at all of you as he passes by, and Sildar is also leaving the table. He says, alright, so Sildar and I are going to leave ahead of schedule so you can at least try and negotiate some working terms with the town of Phandelver. Thing is, the mayor is scared of the occupation of the Randbrands there, and we might have to do a little bit of convincing for him. And even if I had the four of you as my back host, I don't know if your immediate presence would be scary enough to actually convince him. So, Sildar and I are gonna have to think of some silver tongue-twisted ways to convince him on our way to Phandelver. But rest assured, we will meet you there. And I've already given orders to the other team, the secondary squad, that should they find nothing on their or in their destination, in the opposite direction that they are to meet us at Phandelver. We shall see if they return because nothing happened, or we'll see if they don't return because they all got killed horribly and suspiciously. Who knows? It could be really funny either way. But, fuck it. I'll see you guys there. And like I said, travel safely on the roads. Everything out there is wanting to kill you.
We'll just see who kills who. Right, Yang? We should just kind of smirk over and know he's kind of
Yang will shrug his shoulders and give a little bit of a chuckling cough. And so far, everything on the way here has been trying to kill us. I wouldn't expect anything else.
That is true.
Honestly, wolves and bears and owl bears and owl hawks and all kinds of shit trying to gnaw my fucking face off. You didn't tell me that this is what I signed up for.
But you've done such a good job protecting me. And I pay you well. And plus, I give you apples. You get to spend time with me. It's fun. Aren't you having fun?
Oh, yes, thanks. I get to spend time with you, Lady Tetradia. What a boon to my existence.
Oh, and remember what I promised you.
You better pay me every single cent to repair that monastery.
Out of character, she had promised him that... Oh, okay. So, because I didn't tell you, I told Blues in character, so I don't know if you know
Okay,
that.
well, Blues will know then.
Okay.
Not everybody needs to know until you choose to reveal it.
Dude, did you play that shit, man?
Oh, there's Blues.
Blues,
yeah, he popped in and you guys said this.
Blues, your character, sorry, dude, but your character, died. We couldn't help it. We couldn't help him, really.
Oh, yeah, well. He got chopped in half and then raped by a couple of goblins, so the raping came after.
Oh, well, that's pretty much what happened in the last D&D game I was in, so.
Well, I'm just kidding, but... no, so far what has happened for your character, Blues, of Yang, is that you've traveled with Tetradia to this tavern in the city of Neverwinter.
First we went to the clothes place, and then we went to the apple shop.
Yeah, she drug you around. I bought an apple,
and you said you never had apples, so I bought you 2 apples, and then we finally went into the bar. So you have 2 apples. She's been
dragging you around shopping for useless shit. All
right.
Alexander, the Tabaxi Catman, arrived at the tavern first. I'm sorry, second. Actually, the first one in the tavern was Dixon Butts. That's. I'm never gonna stop laughing at that.
That name is never gonna get not funny.
That's funnier than Seymour Butts.
It really is, but he was already here. And then the people that were hiring you came in second, and then Alexander arrived third, the Catman, and then you and Tetradia arrived last. And
all right.
You've been introduced to your supposed employer so far. Dixon Butts decided to smash an orange dude in the face with a beer goblet and totally laid him out. And the dwarf was like, "Hey, you look pretty strong, so I'm hiring you now." And
the dude was fucking with him pretty hard.
I mean, you got him pretty good.
I mean, he was messing with me a lot. So I tried to, end it peacefully.
Yeah, he was being a fucking douchebag. And Gundren, the dwarf that's trying to hire you, and his second in command, Sildar, a human, have finished explaining to you and all of you that you are being sent on a journey to find a lost mind that has been... Nobody's known the location of it for a couple of centuries now, but the treasures and the resources within it are said to be unparalleled. And he's offered you the job of finding it for about 1,000 gold pieces. But for finding and clearing it out, you shall be given a lifetime 10% stake in the profits that are produced from this mine.
Blues, hear that, Yang? We'll be able to fix your monastery in no time.
Indeed. So,
Excellent.
but he has also told you that to be wary on your journey to Phandelver, the town that you're going to, and to be wary while in the town of Phandelver. And he has also pointed out to you 3 individuals to the left side of the main door at the entrance who are all wearing red cloaks, who all 3 of them are associated with a gang that has, in recent months, taken over Phandelver and made it their own. They are suspected to be in some sort of what's the phrase I'm looking for? They are said to be in some sort of search for the same thing that Gundren is hiring you for. So caution should be on your side if you wish to accomplish this goal. And that's pretty much where we're at. So the 4 of you are sat with Gundren the dwarf and Sildar the human. And you've been relayed all this information. And they say, it's about time for us to go. We'll be traveling a day ahead of you. And we wish you the safest of travels. What would you like to do now?
Yang nods and crosses his arms and waits for further instruction, I suppose.
Well, I'm gonna get another round.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I'm gonna get another mead.
Alright, I should have mentioned before that the bartender has already, brought your previously ordered drinks, and if you want another round, they shall oblige and bring you another ale.
Tetrati has been sipping her apple cider, and Yang, you were able to get some water, of course, for you. So.
Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I figured that's what
drinks his
Yang
water.
would, yeah.
So,
But if you would want anything else, by all means, order what you would want.
So why don't you guys tell me about yourself? Big Green Man and Catman.
Catman Jones.
My name is Tetradia Aegis, a very talented sorceress, and of course you've already met Yang. He is sort of like my bodyguard, and he is a warrior monk. An exotic warrior monk, actually.
Yang grunts and looks at the others.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. Tell me about you guys.
Well, it is certainly a pleasure to meet you both. My name is Alexander. I am a traveling merchant by trade. However, when I heard of this job on the way here, my cart was ransacked, and now I am left with almost nothing, as you can see by my rags of clothing.
Oh, you poor soul. I feel bad for you. Yes, this is quite dangerous around here. Luckily, both Yang and we've been able to take care of ourselves on the way here, but you never know.
And Sildar turns his attention to the giant green motherfucker on the other side of the table. looks at him and says, "And what about you, Silent Boy?"
No, this was part of the gig. I thought we were just going to find a goddamn mine and fight.
Huh. I suppose if you don't want to reveal anything, you don't have to.
Oh, he has his secrets too.
Oh, everybody has their secrets. No need to reveal too much, huh?
I don't have secrets. I just, I'm not really getting paid to be buddies with you guys.
Ouch. Oh, I see how it is with you. And she'll like point her finger at him.
I'm just going to grab my ass.
I'm going to keep an eye on you, Jolly Green Giant.
Well, he's not wrong. He may keep whatever he wants to himself. And with that, Gundren, I think it's time for us to go, is it not? And Gundren will look over to Sildar. Yes, I believe it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. Ah, God, they're really traveling by night. Very fucking morons. And Sildar shaking his head and shrug his shoulders. And, well, it was your idea. Yeah, you're fucking right. Alright, let's get a fucking move on. We're burning sunlight and nightlight, for fuck's sake. And you're gonna see, oh God, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to move him until I can figure this shit out for sure. You will see Gundren and his human compatriot, Sildar, begin to leave the tavern as they give you nods of acknowledgement of what you were about to embark, of what kind of quest you were about to embark on. And as they pass by the main door, they're gonna kind of give like halfway sideways shitty glances at the red brands, but not enough to where they're gonna incur any kind of wrath from them. I mean, come on, you got a midget and a normal old dude, and they're not gonna fight three strapping young lads.
Yang,
Yes.
I think those guys in the red are going to be a problem. We should keep an eye on them from now on if we ever see them again outside of this bar.
Very well. I'll keep my eyes open for any potential enemies.
Thanks. Should just go back to drinking her apple cider.
And so as the hobgoblin is bleeding on the floor and nobody has cleaned him up yet because, fuck him. We'll get him in the morning.
I feel that.
The innkeeper has already been paid by Gundren to facilitate your needs for the night, which means you get free lodging, and up to a certain point you'll get some food, but maybe not too many drinks, because, let's be honest, those drinks get pretty expensive. And that goes for all four of you. That means for Yang, Tetradia, Alexander, and the sexual innuendo over in the corner.
Yes.
But, I think we're going to bring the session to an end. Like I said, I didn't want to keep you guys up beyond, or, here beyond 10 p.m. It's just when we would normally end. We got started later because this is definitely a learning experience for me and a couple of you as well. But I don't want to keep you guys up too much later. I know it's getting late for a bunch of us. I would like to thank all of you guys very much for willing to join this campaign and willing to embark upon this journey with me. It's my first time DMing. It's been pretty fun, despite the frustrations with Roll20 and not being able to operate this shit. But you
You're
know,
doing fine.
yeah.
Good job, man.
It's
Good
it's
job.
really good. It's really good so far. I
Don't
like
fucking
it.
flatter me.
Doesn't seem easy to do.
Look at that, just lone turkey on that other table, just waiting to be eaten.
Hey, that turkey's
Yeah.
been sitting out for a couple of days. You eat that shit, you'll get salmonella in about 5 seconds. You be careful.